Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have two announcements before we begin. The first one is the new moon messages at the end of the month between myself and iScribe Steph. If you're interested in attending, it is a Zoom event and it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That link will be in the description box below. It'll take you to her Buy Me a Coffee where you can book. You can ask her questions if you need to. The second one is, for those of you who are aware, I have a second channel. It's called Ritual, and it focuses on subliminals, overnight affirmations, and meditations. Right now we have 2 spaces available for customized subliminals that will be something that someone can purchase for commission, and you will be sent a private link or an unlisted link so that you can listen to it and you can share it with people who you decide to share it with. Those listings are also in the description box below, and it's a collaborative effort between myself and Immortal Bloom, who is doing the music. So definitely check that out if you've been looking for something that's a little more tailored to specific needs. Okay, let's see. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm seeing, I got this out for a reason, I knew it, and then for some reason this is the back of this never struck me this way, but it's almost looking like a tree with like a bunch of ravens in it. I'm getting another big energy. I had gotten a big energy yesterday when we had Isis step through, and this feels like another deity energy coming through. So you guys know how I can get when those step through, so just bear with me. Okay. I'm hearing the word stranglehold, and it feels a little bit like fear. It feels like fear has a stranglehold on somebody. It may not even be something that feels so prominent in somebody's life, but it definitely feels like someone is not making moves that they know that they need to make for themselves because of this fear, whatever it is. Right now is a period where it feels like we're overcoming that fear, although it may be happening in slow, small steps. For some of you, you've made a giant step in overcoming it, and then I'm just seeing like the feathers that are in this space like all over the place. It's just like standing out to me. I have an owl up there, I have owl feathers, I have like raven feathers. So what am I connecting to, please? I think this is the Morrigan. Okay, so we're okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Ooh, that makes sense of some things that have been going on this morning. Okay, so we have another message from the Morrigan coming through. Okay. Okay, I'm being told to take this. Okay. Okay, so notice when I said the thing about the tree with all the ravens, this is the first card that's coming out now that I tuned into her. There are things that we've left behind that are dead, done, and over with, and these are things that she's asking somebody to leave behind in the past. It's almost like we've carried battle scars from these situations, and it's fine that we're still dealing with healing those scars, right? Those scars will take time, but there's something here that needs to be let go of, or that needs to be released, and whoever this message is for, you'll know if this is for you, right? If you're arguing with that and you're like, no, I can't do that, and you know, all this stuff, then that's fine. This probably isn't your message. Whoever this message is for, you're ready for that. These are things that you understand that created deep roots inside of you. You needed these things that are now over to establish you. And whoever this message is for, that's going to make sense, right? What's happening now, though, is it's almost as though I'm not even seeing this as community. I'm seeing this as the world tree. I'm seeing that this is the land of the dead here. So there's things in our subconscious and in our underworld that are processing. They may even be churning, and we're allowing our conscious mind to release those things to that process so that that process can take place, understanding that it takes time. And meanwhile, there's a focus and an emphasis here on our higher mind, on things that we know that we want to do for ourselves, for our direction. There's lots of messengers coming in, giving us these hints, these synchronicities, these clues, these inspirations. And some of you, it may literally be ravens kind of pointing the way. For some of you, it may be crows kind of pointing the way. I've sent my flock. It's kind of like the energy that it gives me is I've sent you signs. And this is, again, a message from the Morrigan telling somebody that this stranglehold, that whatever this has had on you, it's okay to release it, right? Someone may still be holding on to those things for the fear that if I release this, I'll be tricking myself, right? I'll be tricking myself into thinking that things can work out, things can be something that they actually can't be. There's a transition here taking place in our middle world, right? Because for me, that wasn't looking like buildings. When I was looking in the screen, it was looking like trees. And whenever I see a forest, which is what this keeps looking like to me, it's almost like this is a populous forest is something that just came through, because it is buildings. So it's almost as though there's a transition in our social scenery for some of you, or it may just be a transition in the way that we're used to living. It's almost like being inside one of these houses looking out, it's a different perspective, right? It's a perspective built on life experiences. Our life experience perspective is changing, and we may be experiencing that very rapidly in various areas of our life. The message of the Morrigan is to step into it with bravery and with courage, because you don't have to play small. You don't have to believe that it has to go one way. You don't have to hold on to those things. There are things that are in your past that are old stories, and whoever this message is for, I feel that you've released a lot of them. You may be working on releasing more, but whatever the case is, I'm seeing this right now is like the one big guide. It's almost like showing up to say, I'm here, right? And some of you are going to know that. You've been seeing a lot of things mentioning the Morrigan. You've been seeing a lot of things mentioning death or warriors or the fallen in battle, or you've been having a lot of things that are showing up basically just pointing out that there's some other presence that's with you. So the message is basically take these next steps inside of your life by focusing on what it is that you, if you knew everything was going to work out, what would you be doing? Right? Some of you are really experiencing this transition period from the way we've always lived life and the way that we've always played it safe, because this is what society tells us to do. This is what our families have expected us to do. This is what maybe for our inner child protection we've done, right? And survival. And now we're letting ourselves release that narrative and release that reality to step into a reality where we become the biggest and best version of ourselves. And this is the message that she's bringing forward. There are shades in the closet is kind of the I'm laughing because that actually has some very deep personal meaning to something I just talked to somebody about. There are shades in the closet. It's like things that may still linger, things that still haunt us in some way, but we close the door on it and we try to decide that it's not there when it still is. For some of you, you need to open the closet and acknowledge that those things are still there so that they can go to where they need to go, right? For some of you, this may even include holding on to dead loved ones and allowing our energy to be held back in that way. That's not the same as like communicating with. It's literally a feeling of like holding on because I'm afraid to live my life without them, right? Almost like a feeling of betrayal or like disloyalty by doing that. Okay. There are new things, and that's really what she's kind of bringing forward, is there are new things. This sense of bravery, it's almost like somebody has reached this final point, and this final point is a point in someone's life where they understand that everything has to change and everything will change in order to step forward into this new phase that we've understood is coming, or we understood that we need to do for ourselves. We understand that everything has to change. The things that we've sustained have been boxing us in. The things that we've been creating possibly have been boxing us in. And the message that's coming through is don't be afraid of the destruction, right? That's what this black shape is. It's like this black hole that threatens to swallow things at any given point in time, right? But there is direction in this. When I see these two stars here, this always makes me think of a point of origin and a place that we're going. And that's really the story that's taking place here with what the Morrigan is giving us. What she has here, she has these two things, right? She has these two things. There's the root, and then there's the direction it's growing in. Someone here, you're growing in a new direction, and it's okay to let go of where you came from. It's okay to let go of the things that have held you back. It's okay to let go of the things that we've held on to because we love them, right? Here we have the creator. The direction that you're heading into is the direction of someone that creates, right? This is a very different image from this image. Here we are sustaining something that's this lump of clay. It's not even formed. We haven't created anything. We're just sustaining a shape that is boxing us in and threatens to be destroyed at any moment. Here we're stepping into this energy of someone that is inside this circle, whole and complete, and is creating this dynamic, beautiful, expansive energy. The Morgan is challenging somebody to be brave, to step into the version of themselves that they know can create what they want in their life. And this is not just in the 3D, this is in the spiritual realms as well, especially with this upper world filled with those ravens. There are a lot of spirit messages coming through right now for whoever this message is for. You probably have a high degree of mediumship ability, or at least a high degree of attunement, right? You're very tuned in, very tapped in, and you're aware that these messages are coming in. You're aware that certain things are trying to push you through a certain threshold. That's the message that has been coming out for the last few weeks, so I'm using that word. And now it's time to understand that the sun is shining on this new avenue, right? This new way of life, this new step that we have to take, this new path that we have to walk. The old version of ourselves, we don't have to identify with it. We don't have to hold that narrative. We're allowed to pick the new narrative and to step into it and to allow ourselves to release the things that we love, that we grieve over, that cause us sorrow, in order to do that, in order to step forward. For some of you, what the main message really is you don't have to sustain what you've already created. It's okay to release those things in order to create something new. Okay. Here we have the Chariot with the number 7. And so again, that idea of the star meaning the direction that we're going to take. And that's what I see here. This Chariot is going towards that star. When I see this moon sort of illuminating the way, and notice, again, I just picked a raven deck that I haven't used in a while. It's being pulled by 2 ravens. You may have significant experiences with 2 particular ravens that keep coming around, or maybe 2 species of birds that you keep encountering. But there's signs. There's signs that are trying to lead you towards something. And some of you may even understand exactly what direction this is. For some of you, you have a vague idea of the direction. And this is a time to sit down and really come up with a game plan, if you do understand a vague direction, and decide what it is that you would like that direction to be, what you would like it to look like. What's the version of you as well that would step up to the plate and do that, and then to really allow yourself to embody it. When we have the Chariot card, another meaning for the Chariot card is for some of you, you've recently experienced a significant ending, and you may be healing from it with the 4 of Swords. In the normal Chariot, the Rider-Waite Chariot, he is outside of the city that death has just swept through with Scorpio, and as a Cancerian card is sitting on the other side of the river. He's clear of the danger, but he's just chilling for a moment as those sphinxes settle. And this is really the message that's coming through here. For some of you, this is a time of quiet. This is a time of healing. In this space of healing, it's time to release. You can't hold on to the old growth while allowing the new growth to happen for someone. There's also this, I'm just going to say it right now, it's a very protective energy that's coming through. As Morgan was stepping through at the very beginning of this message, one of the reasons why I was having a hard time deciphering who was coming through is because of the protective energy that I was feeling. And it's almost as though with what I had said about, I don't remember exactly how it was put, something about the spirits going forward. It's almost as though there's a protective spirit that has been placed on somebody in this period of their life, right? As we learn the lessons that the Morgan is trying to give us, which is basically to reap the rewards of what has passed away inside of our life by understanding what's changed inside of us, what has it created, right? What are the treasures that we've kind of gleaned off those situations as we've allowed them to pass? Because whoever you are now, based off this community card, whoever you are now, you are not the same person you were when those situations began. You're not the same person. You've evolved, you've grown, you've healed in many ways. And now you've experienced some sort of tower, some sort of ending, or maybe even just some sort of shift that has taken place that is allowing you to free yourself to step into this energy. You don't have to be the sustainer of the box. You don't have to be the sustainer of a small space anymore. This is where we come forward and we allow our inner being to be exactly what it was designed to be, to create exactly the energy in our life that we were designed to create. And this does take bravery. It takes a lot of bravery. The release takes a lot of bravery. we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Swords. So there's a lot of swords energy here. There may be a lot of overthinking taking place because of that. With the Eight of Swords, this is an energy of feeling stuck. It's almost as if someone is waiting for a moment when they don't feel stuck anymore. The thing is that by waiting, you're not going to feel that way. Sometimes you have to put one foot in front of the other and you have to go do. Sometimes you don't have to do, right? Sometimes you have to ask. So there's this sort of split message that's coming through here, is that we're waiting to be free of this energy of not feeling free. And that's the narrative, right? The true narrative is that you were never stuck. You were never stuck, whoever this message is for. And again, the two prominent birds coming through here at the top, it's almost like they're trying to say, hey, it's this way, let's go. Okay, here we have the Eight of Wands. When we have the Eight of Wands, that's fast movement, right? That's fast movement. Some of you, this may even be a move. For some of you, it's communication. Some of you, it might be creating some new communication and dialogue internal to yourself or with another individual or a group of people. There may be a need to act. When we have the Eight of Wands, this is about action. So for many of you, like I said, it's about putting one foot in front of the other and starting to take those actionable steps. If you're having a hard time and you feel overwhelmed, come up with a game plan. Again, this is very heavy in the planning, especially with that Seven of Swords and that Seven of Pentacles and that Four of Swords coming through. Again, you're having help from higher and unseen places with that community card and all those ravens that are sitting inside of the branches. Lots of ideas, again, two ravens showing up again. And so for some of you, I will say that you may even have some sort of link to Odin that is trying to make itself known inside of this reading. Again, two ravens, like I can't even make that up. We have the things that we think and we have the things that we remember, right? And for some of you, it's important to understand that those memories, they can come with you, but they can't control you. The past shouldn't be allowed to come with you in that way. So what is it that you're bringing from the past, right? There are soul lessons needing to be learned here. There's some indecision happening, and this indecision can only be rectified not from a space of waiting and waiting and waiting. It can only be rectified from a space of taking action. And so figure out what is really important. Some of you may be distracted by this, right? When we talk about the Hierophant, while it means soul lessons, oftentimes the things that we think are the soul lessons are not the true lessons. The lesson is behind the lesson. And so when we have the Hierophant, there is a couple of things coming through. We have the power to loose and we have the power to bind. Right now, someone is choosing to bind themselves or maybe leaving this energy behind because they're choosing to loose themselves, right? There are things inside of ourselves that maybe we're holding in because we think that we're not allowed to express them, or that we would be too much, or whatever the case is. All those things that we tell ourselves because we've heard them in the past. Someone here, there's something that has been in there tangled up that is part of your roots that is trying to express, and this is probably some form of creativity with the creator and the sustainer both coming through. Now with the Hierophant, we have to be aware of the things that we think that we're learning from the situation that may be part of the lesson, right? It's not that that's the key to the lesson, it's that what we think is the key to the lesson is still part of that cycle. And so it really requires us to take a big step back, right? Remember, the Hierophant is just a man. The Hierophant is not the being that the man is trying to serve or trying to be the mouthpiece for. Only that particular being can give you the knowledge. So there's some cycle within a cycle that someone is being asked to look at. If you aren't aware of what that is, understand that that will reveal itself in time, but it requires this action. These two cards are touching each other. It requires that action for us to cut ourselves free, and that's when the inspiration comes. So whoever this message is for, and the Morgan is asking you to step forward bravely into whatever it is that you know that you need to do for yourself, for you to express your full authenticity and to live a life of authenticity that you can enjoy. So I'm gonna leave this here. If this resonates with you, please hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment, and until next time.